sort of a scoop catch on the sideline, but the one that sort of came over your inside shoulder, you had to turn around, make a quick pass, got us right down near the goal line. What was going through your head during that fourth quarter that you just looked so calm and collected out there?
Well, for a minute, me and Jordy was trying to give the game up. We dropped a couple passes, so when it came down to it, we huddled up on the sideline. And we was like, it's time to make some plays. We call ourselves the best receiver corps, in the league, and it's time to make some plays. So we took it put it in our hands in the fourth quarter, and we just went out there and made some plays. But we owed it to Aaron to make some plays because we had dropped some easy ones earlier. But no, why we look so calm? Because we were just so confident, like Drive said. Ever since we put 45 points up on the Giants, our swag level has just been. So it was kind of like going into the Super Bowl. We knew we were going to win that game, and that's the way we played.
All right. One question I got from the crowd earlier was, what's Aaron Rodgers like in the huddle? Is he?
Well, he's a California boy, yes, like myself. So he's California cool. You don't never get too high on high, too low on low. He's always in the middle. If something bad happens, he comes in the huddle like it never happened.
That's wonderful.
He comes in the huddle like he came in the huddle in the Super Bowl. Like that last drive we had to go down there, we needed points. He came in the huddle like, all right, man, let's go, man. We did this before. Let's go down there, put some points on the board. And we're looking at him like, man, don't you know this is the Super Bowl? This is kind of a big game, man. So, that's the kind of approach he takes. But he prepared so well,
You guys are well prepared. Now, a question for you. You've been on the Packers for a long time, lead the team in receiving. I have a two-part question. Did you ever really believe you were going to get a Super Bowl ring? And I think you have. And the second part is, I think you have a home in Dallas. What was it like being down there, sort of in your backyard, in that new stadium, winning the Super Bowl like that?
It was great. I think you never doubt that you're going to ever get there, but you start to wonder. I played this game a long time, and I've been to a lot of playoff games. One NFC Championship game back in '07 where we lose on a pass to me that that was underthrown. I mean, you start thinking about those things that your opportunity was right there, and you let that opportunity slip away. And unfortunately, 3 years later, look where we at now, the Super Bowl champs. But it's true. I love you too, sweetheart.
That's Deb, probably.
And then to go back and play in your hometown, that was bigger than anything. I think the biggest thing for me was that I didn't have to buy a hotel room. I was doing all the things that James, Cali boy, the swag, that kind of thing. We had a good time. It's a great experience for my family, my wife and kids. They prayed about me, Daddy, getting that Super Bowl ring one day, and I finally got it.
All right, let's go. So the other quarterback, pardon me?
No, she said, let's see the ring.
I'm happy yet. I'm sorry.
Couple months, I don't know.
That was Deb.
I want mine to be big. I don't care how I look.
And my wife Kim asked me to ask you, so you guys each get this pretty cool Super Bowl ring. What do your spouses get out of this whole deal?
Back in '96, everybody was telling me that all the wives got rings too, but their ring was a little bit smaller. So my wife was like, well, we haven't even got size for our ring yet, so whatever.
I heard around the way, little birdie, that they're supposed to get like a chain. That's kind of
okay. So that'd be nice. Well, that would be nice. She said, I told her that I really want to be the only one in the house with a Super Bowl ring. I get my earrings, the necklace, but the ring, I think I should be the only one to have it.
Okay, from Yvette Brodnick, she wanted me to ask you, who's the most serious player on the team and who's the biggest prankster?
Serious guy on the team? That's a guy that eats, sleeps, breathes football. I don't eat, sleep, and breathe that. So I would probably say somebody that's constantly at the building all the time. I don't know, maybe
Serious, I'm trying to think.
Serious all the time.
We got a lot of jokes.
Yeah, we got a lot of jokes. But I'm trying to say, like, the guy that's just serious about being crazy and loony and probably, I have to say, Josh Sidney. He just crazy. Like this.
Okay, who's the biggest prankster?
Biggest prankster on the team, I would say the whole offensive line.
Really?
They go at each other the whole season.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting baby powder in everybody's locker, Vaseline in everybody's shoes.
Let's get mad. You know, the good thing, the crazy part about us is that we don't do it among ourselves. We talk about one another all the time, but outside of that, we don't play jokes on them. But I think the biggest joke I ever seen was when Marco Rivera and Amon Green went at each other, and Amon Green had took Marco's Hummer and took all the tires off of it and left it on rocks in cold weather, and it stayed like that for like a month. But then Marco got him back. Marco went to the pet store and got a bunch of crickets and put all the crickets in his truck. So then after that, I said I ain't gonna play that.
Well, what about superstition? So we actually made a vow that we were going to leave our Christmas tree up in our house until you won the Super Bowl, and it's still sitting there. Yeah. But do you guys have any superstition? You know, you wear the same T-shirt, you do a certain pre-game prep, or is there anything that you're sort of superstitious about as you get, both of you, when you get ready for a game? James, how about you first?
No, I'm not really superstitious. I do, before every game, I do have a hamburger and a root beer before every game. If I don't do that, I feel like I'm not going to have a good game, so I do that. But other than that, no, I do the same thing.
I wear the same socks that I've been wearing since '99.
Oh, wow.
I wear the same socks and
I'll send you a pair of socks.
I do. I wear about 3 pairs of socks in the game, so 4.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's one of mine. And then I don't eat before a game, and I don't drink water during practice or during the game.
Wow.
So
Yeah, he don't drink practice during, he don't drink water during practice. When I seen him doing that, I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah. So in the 2 weeks between when you beat the Bears, and this is from, by the way, Lisa. So just after you beat the Bears,
you know, crazy about John is it's a Bear fan in this crowd right now that's upset.
All right.
It's okay. It's okay.
This is from Lisa Dollar, I forgot to mention, but her question is, during that 2-week period, what was the biggest surprise for you as, you went down to Dallas, got ready for the game? What happened that you really didn't expect? I know you almost froze to death in the press conference, but what else?
Then we was able to have snow. You know, in Texas, in Texas you really don't get snow, and you get that ice once a year. But it seems like when we got off the plane, we opened up our backpacks and snow and ice started coming. So I think that was the biggest surprise. And then I had the guy that came up to me doing the interview for Fox Sports. I don't know if most of y'all probably seen my interview. I was freezing at the media day, and I had this white fur coat on with a hat. That was probably the craziest moment of my life because I didn't understand nothing he was saying. And I was going down, and he was screaming. All he kept saying is,
Your biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise to me through that whole week was, you hear about Media Day, but you don't know you're going to have 5 of them. You guys see one of them, but we had like 5 Media Days. I'm like, come on now. There's only so many questions that you can ask us, and we're going to give you the same answer to all the questions anyway. So I think next year when we go back, they should like...
This is from Scott Matusik. The question is, once the game started and all the pregame hype was over, how quick did it take you to view that as just another game, or during the whole thing, were you just on a special edge, because you knew you were playing in the Super Bowl?
They said make it another game, but that was our word to the media. It was just another game, it was just another game. But we was excited.
Yeah.
We was going nuts just to say, our receiver group, we kept saying, we're in the Super Bowl. Then after we won, it was like, we were champs. And I don't think it really hasn't just